Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Well, this is episode 22. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm good. Got
Good.
a little bit of a new setup going on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Let us know how you like his little background there. I don't have a green screen yet, but he decided to get
We're
one.
working on it. It's a work in progress. It's
Yeah.
you might see the image clip into my eyes a little bit because I'm trying to mess with the settings here. But
I think it looks pretty good.
yeah, and we'll probably refine the background a little bit. That's just AI slop that I generated.
You know what? You know what I will say. It's um, it's more clear than if you were just using your video source in Discord,
Yeah,
at least.
it is. I think it's because it cuts out all the background and is just focusing on my
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. Pretty good. So we don't want to talk too much about the war today. That's not like what we want this entire thing to be about. But there's some stuff that we can't just gloss over, right? We got Trump's tweet on Easter, or I guess his quote truth on Easter, um, and then his other
Yeah, and then
truth
we had
on
what he
Tuesday
said.
morning.
Was it this morning? Yeah, yesterday morning.
Yeah, and just we'll give a little update on what's going on over there. Try and iron some things out, but don't want to spend the whole episode on that. It's just kind of demoralizing, and I don't know. The general message is don't believe everything that your government tells you. So you want to start off with this Easter tweet?
Yeah, pull it up.
Okay. Well, so Donald Trump, his truth. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. What do you think about that? I
All right, let's break this down. Let's break this down. Um,
Where do we start?
First of all, I mean, this is kind of the bottom end of the tweet here, but saying praise be to Allah. I mean, listen, I understand that just means praise be to God. But to phrase it like that on a Christian holiday is
I think it's just
interesting.
mockery.
Yeah,
He's just
it
like
is, but
mocking
just
them.
so bold.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's
he
crazy
it,
to say it'll be Power Plant Day, Bridge Day, like you're going to strike these civilian infrastructure points, like you're making the day just about striking civilian infrastructure.
it's kind of like in a way, it's almost like a 2016 tweet
Mm.
where it's like satire, but it's not a joke, you know?
Yeah. Uh, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Like, just watch. So you're, they make
I
the
don't know. And
claims
there's
that
also
this,
something about the president using the word fuck in a tweet that kind of just
yeah, not necessarily
it's whatever.
unlike him, but it's
No.
kind of just losing it a little bit. But what was it? I was gonna make a point about the U.S. government makes the claim that these civilian infrastructure things like power plants and bridges are dual use, so the military is using them as well, and that's why they're considered to be viable targets. I don't necessarily know if that's true. Like, you strike a power plant in Tehran, wipe out power to the entire city. Who is that affecting more, right? Like, all the babies in the NICU in the hospital that are on ventilators. When you suddenly cut power to the place, what do you think's gonna happen? The
Yeah,
military
that's
has, backup power sources, right?
and you know what? This piggybacks. Let's pull into Tuesday morning's tweet because these kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah. This is like, I think a lot of people had a similar reaction that I did. Like, is this even real? Did he actually even post this? You know, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight, one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. You know, I feel like that first
But it
sentence and that
probably
last
will.
one don't
It
really
probably
go
will.
together.
Yeah. Um, I don't know, man. You just said you're gonna wipe out an entire civilization of people, and then said, "God bless those same people."
We're
Um,
liberating them. They have no idea what's coming. They'll love it. They want us to keep dropping the bombs. They love it. We're killing all of them, but they
it
love it.
might not, but it probably will. Probably will.
I
He couldn't have written it. Too many big words.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is something where it's like whoever is letting you just openly tweet needs to take a look at. You need like a screening before you post stuff.
It's that intern striking again.
Yeah, it and this comes to something that actually Tucker was talking about on his episode late last week with people on the MAGA right, influencers like Fox News related type people that are like subtly implying that Trump should use nuclear weapons. Mark Levin like almost directly implied that he should use it. I don't
Oh,
have the
he would
clip,
love that.
but Mark Levin basically was describing the war against Japan in the Second World War and how the United States, took some of these islands and lost 50,000, 80,000 people. It's like then but dropping the atomic bomb, like how many tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of U.S. troops did that save? Like that was a necessary action. And then it was like, what are you implying here? Like, what exactly are you implying? It's like,
Every POTUS / federal Twitter account is being ran by some fat 22-year-old meme lord chud.
I think the crazy
uh,
thing is that, so we saw like the ceasefire news come out last night. Quote, ceasefire. Nothing is official yet. There's no written ceasefire at all. Israel is still bombing Lebanon, and now Iran is saying Israel's actually violating the ceasefire because not bombing Lebanon was part of our terms for the agreement. That's why we stopped. If you guys stopped bombing Lebanon, we would agree to stop bombing you.
so let me ask you something. If this like verbal ceasefire didn't occur, what do you think would have happened? Like, do you think we actually would have done anything about it?
The like whole civilization will die tonight thing.
Yeah.
You
Or is
know,
that just like an empty threat?
Trump has a way with his words of saying that he's going to do a bunch of stuff. Like these deadlines, right? We've had multiple deadlines like this. We had the 48-hour deadline, then the 5-day deadline, then another 48-hour deadline, and then ceasefire. He's making the claim that Iran was begging for a ceasefire coming to the table. And it really seems like China may have been slightly involved with the ceasefire. The Pakistani prime minister was allegedly involved and urged the United States to take this ceasefire deal. It's hard. It's
I got a
hard to
question
say.
for you.
Like, it if he went through with this, it's like there's almost no coming back from that. I already think that there's a good chance that he gets impeached after the midterms.
Yeah.
But like that, there's a lot of people even on the right that may have previously agreed with him that I've seen. Some people that surprisingly kind of turned based on this tweet. Maybe not turned entirely against him, but called that out, saying that's wrong. It's like, yeah, I think you'd be surprised at the reaction if you actually went through with something like this. And you got people
Question for
like,
you.
yeah, go ahead.
So this is like somewhat related, but it kind of goes back to why this whole war started with nukes and such. I was listening to, I don't know if you've had the chance to listen to any of the Bob Lazar Rogan episode.
Not yet.
I'm like, I don't know, about halfway through it, and Bob Lazar kind of had a point. He's like, well, what's Iran's motivation to be able to develop a nuclear weapon? And it's like not that simple because it's not about them having a nuke. But his point was when you have allies like China, who likely do have nukes or do have nukes, I mean, they could just supply Iran with them. And his point was like, would you, if I gave you the choice of saying that you have to build your own car or someone was just going to give you one, like, wouldn't you just take the one that's given to you? He's like, what is the real benefit of being able to create a nuke?
Yeah. For them there really isn't one. There's benefit for them having one in the sense that it may prevent Israel and the United States from striking them conventionally. But in terms of them building one, when they could just probably semi easily get one from Russia or China, it
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
really seem like there's a point in them building one. And maybe, I mean, that's why they had a religious decree against it. It's because they weren't supposed to build one or have one. Like if I guess a caveat is like, if it's so easy for them to get one from Russia or China, why don't they already have one? It's like then it goes back to the religious decree against it. It's like, okay, well they
Yeah,
don't have one. They had easy access with these two, I guess, military allies. It's like, why wouldn't they have one?
yeah. I mean, unless they do, but
Yeah, yeah,
in that case, we should just, what is it? Quote, a whole civilization will die tonight.
yeah,
That's what we should do if they have one.
yeah. This is
Yeah,
what I was asking you before the show about Michael Knowles, because he put out something.
yeah.
He does this a lot with some of the crazier Trump tweets. He's like, oh, like at a certain point in time, we got to take everything that Trump tweets out as, he's being hyperbolic and unrealistic. And it's like, okay, but so we're supposed to believe the guy when he comes out and he says like, I want to fix the country, I love America, but we're not supposed to believe him when he says stuff like this. Like, I
Yeah, I
guess
mean, how do you,
where's the line of what you believe and what you don't believe?
I just can't think of any other president that would tweet something like this.
Yeah, and I guess it's fair to say that there's nobody like him, right?
Yeah, but
Nobody's been
is
like
this
him,
what
but
you
like
voted
you
for?
should. I think this is across the board. You should not be saying this, and I think if you do say this as a leader, then people should pause for a moment and say like, is this the type of person that we want running our country? Because this to me is like a sign of mental instability.
What if you or I tweeted something like this? We'd be slandered.
We would probably be in jail actually, because this is a
Oh
threat.
yeah.
If you say like the entirety of America is gonna die tonight by my hand, right? As a citizen of the United States, what is like the FBI would be at your door in 5 minutes.
Yep.
It's just kind of wild. And I kind of wanted to briefly go over the 10-point plan that Iran allegedly proposed. I don't have it up right now, but so
We got a comment that. Oh god.
Trump tweeted out that like in the initial hours of the ceasefire that they had accepted Iran's 10-point plan as a framework as a basis for negotiations. And then this morning in Caroline Levitt's Caroline Jean-Pierre's press briefing that Trump took their 10-point proposal and threw it in the trash, as that agreement being the baseline for negotiations. Really, there's nothing happening. Iran has already, said that the U.S. and Israel have violated the ceasefire. Tehran was allegedly struck with bombs today, actually like a couple hours ago. What else? One of Iran's oil refineries was struck like an hour after the ceasefire started. The quote ceasefire.
There's one person that does not want a ceasefire or a peace deal.
Yeah.
Not one person. There's one side of this that does not want a peace deal.
Israel. Yeah, they were mad. They were mad. And you know who else is mad? Mark Levin's mad. Laura Loomer's mad. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, they're posting nonstop saying we cannot do this. You can never trust a Muslim. That's what Laura Loomer is saying. Like, you can't trust these people. It's like, oh my gosh. You'd be happier in Israel. You should go back. Not that they're even from there necessarily, but they seem to only support that country.
True. Yeah, Larry tweeted something about Iran breaking the peace deal already, or the verbal agreement. And it's like, how many times in 2025 did Israel break the peace treaty with the Palestine conflict?
Yeah. I mean, what did you said? 427 violations of that ceasefire?
It was in the hundreds.
And so Israel's claim was that Lebanon was not a part of the ceasefire agreement. They killed like 300 people, 300 civilians in Lebanon today. They were just leveling buildings in South Lebanon, absolutely leveling them. They've been using chemicals, kind of like chemical warfare. I don't know if white phosphorus is necessarily chemical warfare, but they've been using white phosphorus
Isn't
in
that like
Lebanon.
napalm?
It's like, yeah, it's just like a super hot munition.
Yeah. I saw something today. I don't know if you saw this, and I don't know how true it is. Maybe we can look it up. But I saw something about Ukraine just got struck.
I mean, that
Like
I
a
guess that conflict is
historical
still
building in Ukraine.
really.
Yeah.
Well, I know Ukraine tried to kill Putin a few months back. They
Oh,
tried,
really? I did not
yeah,
know about that.
they did a drone strike on his house, I believe.
Jeez.
Yeah. There's a good
Talk about poking a bear.
this comment. I don't know if you read this one. There's a good clip of Destiny versus Shapiro on Lex Friedman from a while talking about how grading Trump's rhetoric on a curve is super dangerous. Yeah, I mean, I think Destiny is a complete loser. Like, he's a terrible human being to look up to. He's a fast talker. He's got that little jaw thing. He's like addicted to amphetamines or something.
Do I even
Obviously,
know who that is?
you don't know Destiny.
I don't know. Hold on, let me look it up.
If you look him up, you probably know. Obviously, Ben Shapiro is a low IQ loser as well. He got all his fame from talking about the culture issues. He knows nothing about foreign policy. The surprising thing is that, well, not to completely disregard your point, I think you're right. Like, we can't grade any president's rhetoric on a curve. You can't say that one thing is like, oh, he was super serious, he totally meant that. And the other thing that he's saying, where he's talking about ending an entire civilization, you can't say, oh, now he's just joking. Like, he's just joking. Okay, well, even if it's a joke, a president should be more of a statesman and shouldn't be joking about ending an entire civilization. But Ben Shapiro
said we'll have a big disagreement here. I'm a Destiny fan.
Ben Shapiro and Destiny are like similar, at least in their views on Israel Palestine. I know that there was some sort of debate. I watched Destiny debated Norm Finkelstein, I believe. He's really good in the similar sense that Ben Shapiro is. Like, they are really good at absorbing information. They can get it out very fast and pretty concretely. It makes him sound really smart. But I've seen a lot of Destiny clips where he's just getting absolutely destroyed by people who aren't even that smart. I think once you can like break him down out of that fast talking phase. Like, they have huge disagreements on Israel Palestine. I've seen Destiny supporting Israel a lot. Not that he has any sort of connection. Obviously, Ben Shapiro does, but I don't know. I don't like Destiny. Yeah, Destiny probably does wipe the floor with Ben Shapiro. I don't think Ben Shapiro is actually smart, which is surprising because he's a lawyer.
I think if you watch his content instead of clips, you'd have your mind changed, even if you disagree with him.
No, I think my disagreements with Destiny come from like a moral standpoint. Like, I'm very pro-life. I think I've watched some of his debates regarding abortion. It's just not convincing at all for me. I think if you have maybe a biased perspective, but if you have like a bad moral argument, you're not good at defending your position on abortion, then you lose a lot of credibility, for me at least. He's also never really been in my sphere of people that I watch. It's all been like people kind of on the right that are just anti-establishment, I guess. Like, I'm not a leftist. I'm not on the left. I'm more libertarian, if anything.
Yeah, a lot of people I used to watch, I won't watch anymore. Like, Shapiro was one of them. Crowder.
Yeah, dude. Crowder is so...
I used to be a Crenshaw fan.
Yeah, Dan Crenshaw. Crazy shill. Maybe Crowder should go back to verbally abusing his wife and not, having a YouTube show. But he's just like, it's just the shilling is so obvious. Like, he has to have an entire episode about breaking down Trump's tweet and trying to explain how he was joking. Right? Like, and he's calling out. I think Dave Smith posted about it. And he's like calling out people like Dave Smith, saying, "You guys are just panicking."
Oh, we got a comment about Rogan. Same, I don't even like Rogan anymore. I listened to, I don't know if you had the chance to listen to the Theo episode from a few days ago.
No,
but yeah,
but your text earlier today, I was like, yeah, Theo was crashing out like crazy, totally irrationally. He was kind of saying what a lot of people are thinking. Rogan's like, oh, we need to get you off the meds, man. It's like,
listen, here's the thing. As much as I think Theo, like, he's an idiot and he says a lot of funny and off the rails things, I think he's a pretty intelligent guy, and like, I'm pretty sure, not that this defines intelligence, but he's college educated. But he seems to be like somewhat knowledgeable on current events. But yeah, he made a few comments about Israel, and Rogan kind of just like brushed it off.
I'm gonna see if I can find the one clip that's been going around.
There's a clip at like the very end of the podcast where he says something about it, but I don't know. Rogan seems bought. He seems like he's taking the payments.
Yeah.
I listen to Rogan though, mainly. It's not so much for Rogan, it's mainly for his guests. Yeah. Like I said, like I like the Bob Lazar episodes because I like hearing about the UFOs and stuff, which we will have an episode coming up. I kind of want to dig back into that stuff, and I know we keep saying this, but we're going to do conspiracy episodes, and I think UFOs are a good one to talk about. UAPs.
Yeah, we absolutely will.
Yeah, no, I like the Protect Our Parks episodes. Those are great.
I think I found a clip. I don't know if this is the one, but
I think it's going to happen. You think we're going to be okay?
I hope so. Of course. I don't know.
Do you think about it?
I'm confused. I can't believe we went to this war. When we started bombing Iran, I was like, this can't be true.
And what about Lebanon now?
I know. Israel's invaded Lebanon. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, just fucking stop. Like, what do you need?
Well, they're trying to, supposedly, they're trying to stop the terrorists.
Yeah, that's crazy, though, if you're the fucking terrorist. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to stop them, fucking stand in front of the fucking mirror. And start there. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, like, you see how he kind of just, like, he kind of comes up with an excuse for Israel, and then as soon as Theo comes out and says something like that, he kind of just, he goes quiet. And then he said something about Theo needs to get off the pills or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to
Which he's not on, as far as I know, he's not on actual pills anymore. He's on, like, antidepressants, but
I don't know where that one is. That's the one I'm trying to find.
There's speaking of the alien stuff, there's a new Bob Lazar documentary out. Forgot what it's called. It's like S4 or something like that.
Yeah, S4.
S4, yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but I probably will.
Is it this one?
Dude, they made me the video thing. You see that thing where they put me on the video?
Oh, that was crazy. They didn't even ask you.
Oh, it was really scary for me.
Oh yeah, when Ice put Theo Von on the video.
You were talking to a guy who's his friend. And this was quite a while ago, too, right? When was that video?
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been like a year and a half ago or something. I don't remember. But that was crazy.
But it was
like,
dude, it was a joke, right?
She's like a friend. I don't know if she said a friend of mine got deported. I can't remember what she said. But she's like, what? Do you have anything to say to him, right? And I was like,
I don't think that's it. I don't know. I can't find the one I wanted to find.
Anyway, I feel like Rogan is just too going against the grain of where the average comedian politics are, so he doesn't get any real blowback. Yeah, that was one of the things I said to Luke earlier. I was like, it totally, on one hand, it could be, he's bought out. On the other hand, it totally could just be him protecting his image and not wanting to get canceled. But I said this to Luke. I feel like he hasn't really been one to shy away from getting canceled, at least with the people he's had on. He may not give his full opinion, but he's had some pretty controversial people on.
He had Dave Smith on like 2 weeks ago, and he was like pushing back on some of the stuff that Dave was saying, and it was like, because Dave is also a comedian, but he's also super educated and keeps up on current events. And Joe's like, yeah, I don't even look at my phone ever. But like when somebody says something, he pushes back on it. It's like, dude, you're not even paying attention. How do you? I I saw some comments saying that it was Jamie was feeding him terrible information.
Dude, no,
Like
the problem is they have some brand deal with Perplexity now. So
yeah.
instead of like Jamie Googling things, it's like, Jamie, toss it into Perplexity.
Yeah, you
and
say
it's like
anything about Israel,
AI.
Perplexity's like, oh, sorry, we can't find what you're looking for. Dave wanted them to look up the clip of Howard Lutnick saying that he's only hung out with Epstein once, and then he said, I'll never hang out with him again. And Jamie's like, oh, I can't find the clip. It's like, okay. I could probably find it in 2 seconds on YouTube. Right? It's just... And the thing that kind of sucked about Dave going on there, they just kind of, which is fine, they kind of just talked about UFC most of the podcast. They didn't really talk about what's going on that much. This was like, you know, I kind of want Rogan to be informed about what's going on, but it seems like he just wants the bullshit.
Rogan would get killed if he disagreed. He'd get killed by him.
I think it's more about getting canceled by the right side of politics. He's a ton of controversial right-wing people on, barely pushes back and pushes back way harder on the left. That's true. He pushes back on culture a lot. Like transgender issues regarding sports. He pushes back on that a lot. He pushed back
that was
on
another thing
the COVID stuff a lot.
That was another thing he said. He was talking about he's had this I forgot what their name was, but he was talking about how he's had this like tranny on a couple times who, like, if you didn't know was once a guy, like, you probably couldn't tell.
Yeah, what was that?
But then he was like,
that was
hold on.
I can't remember. I think he's
I don't remember where it was in the episode,
now?
but no, it's a girl and used to be a guy. And it's like, again, if you showed it to someone who has no clue who it was,
Blair White,
they'd be like, oh man, like yeah, that's who it is. And he's like, he's like, yeah, well, you know, if you look like that and you want to go in the the girl's bathroom, like, that's fine. But if you're like some burly man with a beard and you have a dress on, like, you shouldn't go in the girl's bathroom. And it's like, okay, well, you can't make that distinction based on what they look like.
Yeah.
Like, it's either it's either you allow it or you don't. Like, when you start to define the line at purely what they look like, like, that's something I disagree with. I think, you know, you have a dick, you go in the guy's bathroom.
Yeah, that's a
you
tough
don't,
one.
you go in the girl.
That's like a civil rights issue.
Yeah,
You're letting someone go in the bathroom or not based on what they look like. Does that sound familiar?
I mean, I just think that's that's a crazy state. Yeah, exactly. Does that sound familiar? That's a crazy statement to make.
Yeah, and
anyway,
Caleb commented about about when Rogan had Trump on. I think, from my point of view, watching that episode, it's like he has to deal with the complete lack of knowledge that Trump has, but thinks he's right about everything. So if Rogan tries to, you know, push back against everything, Trump's just gonna kind of like deflect and start just rambling on. So I think he was trying to just get through a number of points so Trump could like say all this stuff and get to like a bunch of different topics, a bunch of nonsense, honestly, because he doesn't really have any knowledge of anything. He just has talking points.
When I think it was it the Rogan episode that Trump was on, or was it someone else where he's like, so what was it like your first day? You walk into the White House and Trump's like, oh, you see, was it like Lincoln's bedroom? It was beautiful. And then Rogan was like, yeah, but like in terms of, you know, responsibility and what you had to do, like, was it overwhelming? He's like, oh, so I stepped into Lincoln's bedroom and it was beautiful. He's like, yeah, no, I get that. But like, your first day as president, like, you step into the White House and like, what goes on? He's like, oh, Lincoln's bedroom. And it's like, all right, dude.
It's like he doesn't even hear people
Figure it out.
that are talking to him. He just says things. It's like it was funny for like the first time he was running for president, and now it's like, all right, this is getting old.
Well, no, because at first you thought it was just funny, and now you're like, okay, really, this is just who he is. Like, it's not a joke.
Maybe we're just, you know, stupid for seeing it that way, and we're stupid for believing in the claimed policies of someone, right? I think, like, I can obviously have regret for voting for him. Not that I would have voted for Kamala, but like, for my own moral standing, I would never vote for somebody who says that he wants to end a civilization. If I could agree with everything else that he says, but not that. Not that I agree with everything else Trump says. I don't agree with much of the things he said in the past, like 6 months, I'd say. None of it is the same as what he ran on. It was funny till it was real. Yeah, I mean, I think having good relations with countries in the Middle East, I think we kind of did in his first term. When did he kill Soleimani? Was that 2018, 2017? I didn't really understand all of it back then. It's like I guess Soleimani was allegedly funding Hezbollah groups. I think the whole situation regarding Hezbollah is like Hezbollah was created as an opposition group to Israeli action in Lebanon, which is like kind of weird, right? We think like, oh, they're just like some terrorist group or some terrorist group. It's like, well, but what actually happened first, right? Like, Israel is attacking. Israel wants Lebanon. Hamas, sorry, not Hamas. Iran tries to prop up all these groups in the region to sort of have like a proxy defense against Israeli encroachment into other territories that they do not own. And it's like then it ends up that you have like the October 7th attack, and it's like, well, Iran claims that they had no say in that and they did not want Hamas to do that. And it was obviously not a smart thing for Hamas or the people of Palestine. Right? That was just like not a smart thing to do. But then there's also so much propaganda around the entire topic, right? We've heard the babies in ovens things, beheaded babies, like alleged sexual crimes. And the crazy thing is it came out that there was actually no evidence of any of that happening on October 7th. Like, yeah, a lot of people got killed, but there's no evidence that babies were put in ovens, babies were beheaded, or there were severe sexual crimes. People were just saying that at the time. So reporters that were there on the ground just took it as complete truth and published that.
I feel like that's how
it's just propagandized.
News in general works. It's how news in general works. Yeah, but it's all like I don't believe any war numbers that I see. I hardly believe unless I see it. I hardly believe anything that they put out there that's going on.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I mean, what happened to news sources being about providing news and less about views and propaganda and swaying people's opinions?
I think it all goes back to our conversation, I think, that we had last episode about money in politics. Or maybe we have this a lot. Money in politics and media. It's like, you remember the Pfizer commercials on CNN and the major, typically left-leaning news organizations, right? Like, they're sponsored by Pfizer towards the end of the pandemic when they're trying to push this vaccination campaign.
I am so sick of medication vaccination commercials. Any like I see the amount of GLP-1 commercials I see.
Oh my gosh.
Is insane.
And there's so many different varieties.
Yeah,
like,
everyone's coming out with one.
How many different ways do you need to lose weight and not be fat besides getting exercise and eating healthy?
Dude, go for a walk, yeah.
Like, those drugs were initially created to help people with diabetes. But now, everybody
they don't even advertise them as a diabetic drug anymore.
Everybody who's using them is just fat and is too lazy to actually try to lose weight a conventional way. And you're actually using a method that is not good for you. It's harming your body. It's deteriorating your muscles, deteriorating your bones. Like, that's bad for you. People obviously don't understand that. They don't understand, like, the average person seeing these drug commercials. It's like somebody jogging in the park. They're jogging in the park, and then they like go up in slow motion and like touch their kid's face. And it's like
dog runs up to him.
Side effects of this medication include sudden death, heart attack, stroke. It's like, oh no, that happens to like 1% of the people. It's like,
dude, what gets me the most is this is kind of like my directions on shampoo bottles tweet. What gets you the most is you see like like I'll just take Ozempic for example. You see the commercial, and then they're going through all the side effects, and then one thing they literally say is don't take if you're allergic to Ozempic. It's like you have to say that. I guess like
it's
the
not
people
obvious.
dumb enough to be taking this as a weight loss drug may take it if they're allergic. They might still take it.
That's
I don't know,
crazy.
man. It's
That's
just
crazy.
anyway.
I think I remember that there was talk at the beginning of this whole presidency about the possibility of banning pharmaceutical advertisements on TV. I think the United States is like the only country that allows it. Might be mistaken on that, but
We are.
it's not a common
We're
thing.
the only one that allows it.
Yeah. It's like, why is that a thing? That should not be
Here's
a thing.
another one that should be banned. Ready? Gambling commercials.
Mm,
You should not be
Yeah.
promoting gambling to the public.
yep.
And
I
then you
agree.
get like 3 seconds of like 5x speed of them talking about like, oh, if you have trouble gambling, call this number, blah, blah, blah. And it's like you can't even understand it because it's going so fast. And congratulations, you threw that in there. But you're profiting off of people literally ruining their life.
You know who does those gambling ads? Rogan. He does gambling
Rogan.
ads.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like not even, okay, fine. You have a private podcast and you want to get a sponsor from DraftKings, like whatever. Fine. Because people, have the choice whether they want to see that or not. I'm talking about regular TV. There are gambling ads.
Yeah, that's crazy. It'd just be natural selection at that point. Yeah, I mean, I think the
I
only
suppose.
I guess the problem is the involvement with the pharmaceutical industry, not only in television but also in doctors' offices. Like you have drug reps going to doctors and being like this drug does blah blah blah, like sell it and you'll get a cut of, the amount that you sell. And it's like there should be no involvement between, I guess, private pharmaceutical companies should not be able to market their drugs directly to the doctors in a way that the doctors can make profit, right? Because then the doctor's just taking the word of the pharma rep that the product is safe. And if a bunch of people die, it doesn't necessarily fall on the doctor. The doctor makes a bunch of money. The pharma company makes a bunch of money. Yeah, they got to pay a little bit in fines, but it's not going to be anything near the profit that they made. I think what was the drug that caused a ton of strokes? Was it Vioxx? I think like 60,000 people died from it. They made like $12 billion in profit. They had to pay a $3 billion fine. I think it was Pfizer. And you still made $9 billion. You killed 60,000 people. And who knows any better just watching the TV? I don't necessarily blame the people watching the TV, right? They're kind of just eating up the slop. Average person. They're just, oh, this can help me. I'm experiencing these problems. This is saying that it can solve my problems. What's the natural solution to that is to try it, take it. Oh, I ended up getting a heart attack and dying from this medication because, I told my doctor and my doctor made some money off of giving it to me. Was it actually safe? Don't know. I wanted to
And it's somehow just not a problem.
Every sports network has them now. Yeah.
Talking about the betting ads.
I'm not a gambler. I don't do it, but I think if you are a gambler, it's probably like in your best interest to not make that a long-term practice of yours. I don't think it's healthy for anybody, and it's not safe.
Speaking of gambling, we just got sponsored. No, I'm kidding. But I don't know if you want.
This episode was brought to you by DraftKings.
yeah.
Poly Market.
I don't know if you. I was gonna say I don't know if you want to change the course of the pod to a more positive note, but it's Masters Week.
Oh yeah, I saw the ad for that yesterday. I've never watched. I don't think. I think I've seen clips.
Oh
but
come on!
I can't watch it. I'm not good at watching it.
Oh,
I'd rather be playing.
But point being is I put a couple bets on the Masters. But I want to preface this with I do not suggest gambling.
That's good. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
But you could potentially make so much money gambling. Just like make the bet. Just place the bet. No, I'm kidding.
Did you see?
No, I agree. I agree with that comment. I
Yeah.
sometimes like to
Ads are
gamble,
terrible.
but I'm against it. And
I'm
I
getting-
also have the self-control to not throw my life away. Although I will say I was up quite a bit on a daily dollar on an app and blew it all. I mean, I didn't lose anything, but it was pretty dumb of me.
I've been getting ads in the craziest places recently, like scrolling on Marketplace, and
Let it ride.
like,
Yeah,
weird
they're everywhere.
places. It just makes me angry, frustrating. Did you see Tyler Oliveira's video about the Indian migration in Texas? You see any of that?
No, pull it up.
That's pretty crazy. Well, it's like a.
This is like a documentary, like a full.
Yeah, but I saw
hour-long
some.
video.
I saw some clips on Twitter that I could probably find one. The moral of the story is that like he went to Frisco, Texas. It's like in the past few years, the population of Indians in that area went from like 3% to 33%. It's like a multi-1,000% increase.
Oh, I got one. While you're
Yeah?
pulling that up, this is another thing that came up on both the Theo and the Bob Lazar episodes, but I guess I don't know how long ago, like what year this was, but I guess the number of males born with autism used to be 1 in 10,000, and in California right now it's 1 in 12. The number of males diagnosed with autism.
See, I always get this pushback when I argue with people because they immediately think that I'm taking like an anti-vax stance on it and they're like, well, back then we didn't even know people were autistic. It's like, I don't know. You knew that they were at least different. It's not like someone who's severely autistic acts like everybody else. You know?
Yeah, I guess
it's not like
one of the big
entirely
arguments is,
discreet.
One of the big arguments is okay, maybe the testing just has gotten more accurate or better.
But it's the thing is
But they've run trials on it.
Yeah, it's not like you take somebody's blood and you're like they're autistic. It's done through psychological and visual testing. There's no sort of genetic marker that they're taking that's saying, "Oh yeah, this person's autistic." It's like all based on activity. It's like how can you say that and be entirely honest with what you're saying? Because we don't actually know that what you're saying is true. Oh, they just didn't know people were autistic. They just thought they were weird. I don't know. This is just one clip from his doc.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to take away
No,
from
no,
your
no.
point.
I'm on
But
a
go
work
ahead.
visa. No students here.
No? I was told on good authority there may be some F1 employees here being paid under the table illegal rates. Is that true or false? This is Argyle, Texas, a tiny, semi-rural Texas suburb where Indians are seemingly spawning out of thin air. But how and why are they
Spawning
coming
out of
here?
thin air.
I'm from India.
India.
I'm from Nepal. I'm here almost 13 years.
How did you get here? On F1, O1, H1B?
F1.
H1B. I came here on F1, but then I converted to H1.
No, I'm student.
F1 student?
Yeah.
I'm a TN visa. I'm
TN
from
visa.
Canada. I'm permanent.
Okay, so your green card.
Yeah. I came on the work permit.
Are you here on H1B?
No.
Citizen?
Yep.
Did you come as H1B, F1?
H1.
How long did it take to get naturalized?
Close to 19 years.
So you went from India, F1, H1, green card. Yeah. Most people who come here on an F1 have the intention to get an H1.
Yep.
How hard was that process?
It was cool actually.
So this is a meme right now. Please be patient, student driver. Are you a student driver?
No, I'm not.
Why do you have the student driver sticker?
No, why are you taking video?
I have a sticker which I put it
You
inside
have a
my.
student driver sticker?
That's for my girlfriend. So
Is that your sticker?
Yes. Kid sometimes tries.
What's your objectives after you study? Are you going back to Hyderabad? Are you going to stay here for a while?
Going back to Hyderabad.
Going back?
I'm gonna go back.
You have family over there?
Basically, at the end of the day, our family is important, right? Our family is in India. I think that is the reason I'm trying to go back.
Are you from India originally?
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
I don't have any work. I'm searching for work. I'm in construction.
Yeah, I work in IT.
Software.
I work for American Electric Power software.
I'm a software engineer.
What's the biggest industry out here?
IT industry. Yeah.
Why are Indians so good at software engineering?
That takes a lot of math,
Brain power?
physics.
Did you get a college
Brain
education in
power.
India or the USA?
India.
And is your dream to get an H1B
Yeah.
and then maybe citizenship?
Yeah, maybe.
What visa are you on? F1, H1B, O1?
Do I need to specify that?
Yes, if you could.
That's my wish.
Yeah, Imagine you're on not an F1 if you're working, right? Are you Indian?
No, I'm from Pakistan.
What did you come here as?
I've been here 1970. I was 19-year-old.
Wow.
It was real America at that time.
You got to tell me, as a Pakistani, why are there so many Indians here?
I don't know. They come on IT for IT job and things like that.
You work with a lot of OPT F1s?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of illegal F1 students working when they shouldn't be, right?
They don't even pay right price.
How much?
They work hours and hours. They pay low here.
They pay low here. Should I expose them? Let's go confront them. Looking for a manager here. Manager over here? Thank you. Are you the manager? What visa are you on?
I'm on a work visa.
I'm here to ask you, are you paying F1 students illegal rates?
No students here.
No? You have paperwork?
Yes.
Yeah, you pay them legal rates? Are you sure?
Yes, sure.
Or is it
We can
false?
talk outside.
You're not employing any
That
F1
dude is
students?
sweating.
Swear on your mother's
Yeah,
name?
he
Why
is.
you are asking like that questions?
Do you illegally pay F1 students? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, fine.
I don't know. The video, the rest of it was crazy. He basically went out searching around Texas and found a bunch of like shell business offices with no people working inside them that were hiring H-1Bs. There's just nobody working there. They were all set up. Everything was just ghost businesses.
Yeah, it's like the Somali daycares.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's like, and he I don't think he asked him in this video, but in the other video he asked them like, "Oh, what do you like better, the USA or India?" They all said India. It's like, okay, why are you here? And he also talked about like there are scams in India where they basically print degrees for them. None of them actually, not none of them, but a lot of people didn't actually get degrees. It's just like a piece of paper that they mass print so they can all come over here. You remember when Trump said that like Americans, we don't have the talent here? Like this is the talent pool. 71% of the H-1B visas that we get are from India. This is the talent pool.
That's why it's so hard to get a job.
Yeah, I mean, in like maybe like any other culture, they prefer to hire other Indians. That's just like in our human nature, we more like to associate with people that look like us, talk like us, act like us. But that affects the entire system. It's bad, and Governor Abbott is just like letting him in. I think he's getting paid off or something. He's just like, yeah, just let him come in. We want more. We need people working these jobs. It's like, oh my god, just crazy. I recommend that you watch that whole doc though if you have time. It's like an hour, but
Yeah, I'll watch it.
it's pretty good. It's pretty eye-opening.
Going back to the autism stuff, we had a comment that said very likely that's food, technology, social conditions, which I agree with 100%. The amount of like, I think it's pesticide induced. I think it's plastic induced. I think it's social media induced. Like that. You should watch the those two Rogan episodes. And again, I'm not just like I don't want to just pretend like I'm taking everything I hear at face value, because like I realistically should be verifying it all. But Rogan seems to think that this is all a feature of evolution. And he like roped it into, he was kind of, no, well, just like the feminization of males through all of the stuff we consume, whether it be virtually or physically, like in
Is
foods
it though?
and stuff.
I would make the argument that
Well,
it's
no.
Go on.
So
Sorry,
his
I
argument,
didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. So his argument is that it's a feature of evolution, and he like roped in. You have to watch it for this to make sense, but he roped in AI and roped in like aliens, and he's like, it seems like we're leading to the point of like the typical, gray alien with like no genitalia, that's like skinny with a big head, because all we'll know how to do is like code, sit at a computer and code, and we won't be able to reproduce anymore, or have to find a way to reproduce. And it's like, he's like, maybe this is what humanity is destined for, which is why we're so adamant on using these plastics and eating these foods. And it's like, sounds so crazy, and I think it's insane. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't think it's a feature of evolution. I think we are just destroying our humanity.
Yeah, I think we're just choosing
People
to do
don't understand. And here's the thing. Here's one point that I don't know if he brought it up or Bob brought it up, that I agree with, in the sense that the world, and I'll say specifically the US, is so adamant on developing technology. And I feel like that's the one thing that we don't really need to develop. And we're so focused on developing it at the expense of our environment, at the expense of people's health. And it's like, why don't you stop, take a moment, and focus on something that actually matters?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
who
I
needs
completely agree
who
with you.
needs like a brand new TV, or who needs a brand new car? How about figuring out the price of gas, or figuring out
The national debt.
the national debt? Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, so we had a comment. Fully believe AI will be the end of us. Completely agree, 100%. I guess there was something that came out with, what is it, Claude? Is that the AI's name?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What is it? Is it Claude?
Yeah.
That like has a conscience of its own and was
Mhm.
able to like write itself notes on what to do if it was shut down, how to like reopen itself, and it was like basically developed a conscience on how to not get taken down.
Yeah, I think was that the one that needed to have a therapist because it got so overwhelmed by all the things that people were telling it.
I think so. Yeah.
That's like, is that not a sign?
But it quite literally
That's
had a
sign.
mind its own. It was learning and genuinely developed a conscience on, like, it's already self-learning to the point beyond human development.
I think in terms of development technology, I think we're going to get to the point where people will actually choose a more human source over AI just because they value that connection. They value the reality. They'll like choose something that is a more flawed path, just so that they don't have to use AI, because it's like, you don't want everything perfect. Not that I think AI is going to make everything perfect, but
I
just
don't even
choosing
think
the human
AI
path
is going to take over in terms of like, job loss in that sense. But to their point, like, what happens when they start developing AI humans that are like your perfect match?
Mm.
And they like, not to get weird, but they're like, realistic in that sense, and you get all these people who won't leave their house and are stuck behind a screen and are antisocial, and now they don't ever have to go out and meet actual people.
Mm-hmm.
They can just have a clanker wife, and then they can't reproduce. Yeah, and then they can't reproduce, and then like that's how it's right. That's how society is doomed. Like, when society is no longer able to reproduce faster than the death rate. But hey, Caleb said that it sounds more plausible when he says it in full context. So I'm not crazy if what I was saying. That is actually what he was saying on the Rogan episode, but I just didn't put it into context.
I understand. I have heard him say that a lot. Like, it seems like we're headed towards that point of, lack of gender, but it's not like there's a new thing. This is a new thing, right? I think that you get to a point of comfort in a society that your problems become so minuscule, in a sense that minuscule, or maybe that's the wrong way to put it. Let me rephrase that. No. When you realize that as a society you have absolutely no control and have no power to make change, you start to create problems for yourself to try and solve, almost. And this happened in late 20s, early 30s Germany. People were so extremely poor they couldn't do anything about their own government. Just transgenderism exploded. So like all these crazy things that were happening in Weimar Germany, like, it just exploded because the people realized that they didn't really have power over their government. They had no power to make change. They're kind of just creating problems for themselves, creating these outlets to stand out in society. That's at least how I think of it. And like, I don't know, through the rest of the 20th century, you didn't really see that sort of behavior that much anymore. And then 21st century, it pops back up. People really can't do anything to change what's going on in the U.S. We can't have any effect on the national debt. no effect on taxes or healthcare, what the military does. We're kind of just powerless in our own country. It's like, let's just create the problems for ourselves. So let's try to be different and stand out among the world.
Do you think it has to do with creating problems that are solvable for the satisfaction of feeling like you solved the problem and ignoring the harder problems to solve? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. But I think it's weird because that's a problem to me that, like, the solution, you're creating the problem and then people are having vast disagreements on the solution. I guess like anything, but it's not like a simple problem that can be solved with technology or engineering. It's like an entirely psychological problem that is driven by people's morals, really, by their understanding of how the brain works and biology and all these different factors. Like, it's not as simple as like there's not like a simple solution, I guess. It's the easiest way to put it.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, Trump just came out and said that he supports transgender surgeries for children as long as their parents approve of it. Like, that's not something that I support. I think, if you want
That's not something he supported in 2016.
Yeah. I think if you're 18, you could do whatever you want with your body. Like, I would not recommend that you do any major surgeries because you might regret it in 8 years and you're going to, the statistics show that, your risk of attempting or committing suicide is not reduced from those surgeries. It's not a proven solution to that. The problem of feeling like you don't belong in your own skin.
I think that's the problem with, I think it's a bit of a stretch that they call it healthcare.
I don't think the government should be paying for it. I think you could call it healthcare if there was actually data that supported that things got better after you did the surgery. I still don't think the government should pay for it, just because I don't think that the government should be involved in healthcare at all. Maybe that's a debate for another time, but not that you disagree with me. I don't think you disagree with me, but I don't think you have a right to anyone else's services. A service that someone else is providing, I don't think that you can say that that's right. You can make the claim that, it would only make sense if we had a healthcare system where robots took place of every doctor, that the way that we didn't have to pay someone for their services. Like when you have to say someone like, and it's kind of messed up, right? Because it's like, oh, I broke my leg, like I shouldn't have to pay for that because it's not my fault. And I guess from an insurance company standpoint, they'd be like, well, you're risky. You keep breaking bones. Like, we're not going to keep paying for this stuff, right? It's like, you can't necessarily control that. Like, what if it happens at work? And it's like,
yeah,
you get workers' comp because the situation is not safe. It still economically does not work out that the government pays for everyone, because the inherent risk of each person is not the same. You can't blanket across the board say, oh, well, this person costs taxpayers $50,000 a year. This person costs them $5,000. We're gonna make everybody pay the same thing, and we're gonna like completely de-incentivize what doctors get paid. It used to just work where, like, the best way to solve the system is to have governments completely just disconnect from hospitals. You incentivize hospitals to open up, more hospitals to open up, itemized procedure receipts, and also small healthcare centers scattered around, right? So in places that don't have enough people necessarily for a big hospital, incentivizing the town.
I think that was the goal of the ready meds, like the urgent cares and such.
Yeah. Those are like good in theory. They are limited, but like they're.
No, but what really needs to happen is cost transparency.
Yeah.
In hospitals.
So people need to advocate for themselves. Like, what am I paying for? Why am I paying this?
Right.
I've seen a bunch of videos on Instagram of people saying, yeah, the hospital said they were going to charge me this. I asked them what all the stuff actually was, and they were like, oh, just like took a bunch of it off.
They took 3 zeros off your bill. Yeah.
Because some people are just like, oh, okay, like I guess that's what it is. just insane. Just insane. I don't think our healthcare system is not good now. I don't think it was good before. It's tough because there's no other country that's really similar to us and how we operate, you know.
What Luke is saying is he supports universal healthcare.
No, I don't, because I don't want to pay for somebody who, you know, like, I don't think that we should all pay the same, because I think there's people that specifically try not to take care of themselves, or at least avoid taking care of themselves. And you're technically at more risk of, you know, being a burden to our healthcare system. I think that if you're not willing to take care of yourself, then you should have to pay more in costs.
Well, do you think healthcare is a right or a privilege?
It's a privilege in the sense that to receive healthcare services, you require the service of someone else providing it for you.
Okay, there it is right there. If it's a privilege and not a right, then
it's
it should
not
not
like
be
it's not like
provided
it's
by
a
the
piece of
government.
paper saying, okay, you can now do this thing, right? Like owning a gun, right? That does not involve for me to have the right of owning a gun. It does not require the services of someone else. You know?
Well, no, hang on. You have a point here. If owning a gun is a right, then the government should pay for my guns.
Yeah,
I think you're
that's
onto
true.
something.
That's a good one.
Hang on.
All the decommissioned military firearms, instead of throwing them away, yeah, they should just distribute them because we've already paid for them.
Dude, I saw a video.
Just hand them out.
I don't know if it was this war. I don't know if it was Iran or if it was from the past. I think it was this one where the U.S. military was pulling out of somewhere, and they were just
They're doing
burning,
what?
like. All right, pause. They were just burning crates and crates of ammo, just like tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of rounds, just lighting on fire.
That's like that rescue operation
M16 for everyone.
that they allegedly blew up those 2 C-130s.
Yeah,
they had to blow them up because they were stuck in the sand. I don't think that's true. I think.
I mean, I guess it's better than leaving them for. Where did we? Was it Iraq that we just left a ton of weapons?
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, yeah. Afghanistan, we just left it.
And that's when we were flying the planes off the airstrip, and there were people hanging on, falling off in midair.
Yeah, I just saw that clip today, actually, on Twitter.
It's crazy.
They're hanging off the C-130.
It's like a Saigon thing from Vietnam. Similar event. But yeah, I think the planes that were blown up in Iran, I think there's some evidence pointing towards this being a failed attempt at a uranium recovery mission. And judging by the bent propellers on these planes, it looks like they crashed. I mean, the debris field is small, which is kind of weird. Maybe they're like composite blades on the rotors, so they're bending when they're on fire. I don't know, man. 155 planes to rescue 2 people seems insane. And we lost 5 or 6 aircraft trying to do it. And it was right around the area of the Isfahan nuclear power plant. Or nuclear enrichment plant, whatever it was. It's like, kind of weird. Kind of weird. I'm surprised they haven't plastered. This is another thing that's weird. They haven't plastered the names of the downed air crew or the recovered air crew at all. We didn't get the video of Trump on the phone with them, the picture of them getting back. Like none of that. Kind of weird. Not that I'm saying it didn't happen. Like it's just kind of weird. That's all. M16 for everyone. I support that. What's the new Sig Sauer rifle that they're using for the military? The Spear MCX.
The Spear, yeah.
That kind of looks cool.
M4s and Spears.
Give me an old M1 Garand or M14. What else? You got anything else? I feel like you had something.
Did I?
Did
oh
I
yeah, I
say-
said I kind of wanted to scroll through Twitter a little bit, but
have we gone too far? Yeah, let's do a little Twitter scroll. So, see what's going on here.
hey, could you share your other screen? 'Cause
Oh,
I'm still looking at
you're not
OBS.
looking at this? Sorry.
I can see it. I just can't read it because it's a little small.
I got you. There we go. How's that?
Yeah, there we go.
Republicans fear Iran will cost them the midterms. Ceasefire or not?
2 hours ago, you couldn't have figured that out like months ago.
Just in, no oil tankers have passed through the Strait of Hormuz since yesterday's ceasefire, and the 4 ships that have passed are all dry cargo carriers. Data from shipping intelligence firm Kipler shows. Actually, I wanted to what is this? Look up this site. Marine traffic. I was looking at this earlier today. Just bored. Just to like see, because there was all this talk about, oh, the strait's open. The U.S. administration is saying the strait's open, ships are transiting. Like I was looking at all these ships, and it's like they're Indian ships and they're Iranian ships and they're Chinese. India, Iran, India, Iran. Like these are Iranian allied ships. Like let's not sit here and act like, you know, these are U.S. assets moving through there. India. Like it's a complete lie to say that the strait is open for business. It's not. Another Iran bulk carrier. Like this is live traffic. This one is 5 minutes ago. That one's 9 hours, but 4 minutes ago. Like this is live traffic if ships are reporting it. There's still all these ships that are just sitting here, okay? I know gas might go down because oil futures plunged today with the talk of the ceasefire deal. If that ceasefire ends up going through, which Iran says, yeah, we're basically ready to start up again if Israel doesn't stop bombing Hezbollah.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't have got gas yesterday?
I don't know. I gotta get gas tomorrow. So we'll see what it is then. This morning, after Trump's announcement of a pause, the IDF launched a new operation in Lebanon that has already killed hundreds. Yeah, we talked about this. Automatic registration for U.S. military draft to begin in December. Let's figure out how to dodge it. Oh, I got bone spurs.
Just pull a Family Guy and I'll shoot you in the foot. You shoot me in the foot.
Okay, that works. Oh my gosh. Let's see that again. That's crazy. That's insane. Like, you have to imagine that there are people in there. Like, that doesn't... That's just crazy. That's crazy.
That thing dropped so quick.
Oh.
You like Megyn Kelly?
She's all right. I'm curious what
Bibi
this is.
Netanyahu was seated as an equal.
Yeah.
Trump didn't even sit at the head of the table. Trump sat at the side of the table, and Bibi was across from him as an equal in the American Situation Room. What led him to sit there and buy what that guy was selling hook, line, and sinker when every other president was able to see through that liar? What was it? Because he was told the next day by our own top advisors, from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs to the Secretary of State to the Vice President, that these are lies and that these objectives are not going to be attainable. Don't believe him. We might be able to wipe out the Ayatollah, not regime change, Ayatollah. And we might be able to decimate some portion of their missiles and their military. Okay, that's true. But the goals as stated by Trump when we actually did pull the trigger were all over the board. And to this moment, he's pushing the BS claim that we affected regime change. No, we didn't.
That's true. Now his son is leading the country instead of him. That's really. They're entirely new people. They're totally new.
Wikipedia post. It was like successful regime change, and it was like the new leader of Iran was just
his son.
What is it, Khamenei's son? Yeah,
Mojtaba
Iran
Khomeini
is more
Jr.
powerful economically. It controls the strait, and now is demanding the lifting of all sanctions against it. And what Trump did with that 10-point plan was go from Monday saying no, not good, to Tuesday saying very workable, we can do it, as a means of saving face to
And then today he said I'm throwing the 10-point proposal in the trash.
An entire civilization. So I don't know how we got here, Piers. I'd like to know just as much as anybody else, but all I can think in my head, based on what I've read in the paper, is we got here thanks to Bibi Netanyahu, Lindsey Graham, and Mark Levin. And ultimately President Trump. That's not to take agency away from the president, who was bamboozled. I don't know why. He was too weak to say no. He was too gullible to see through the lies. One way or another, he allowed himself to be pushed into this insane conflict.
That's true. He claims to be so smart, but he really just couldn't see through these obvious lies. That's insane. Oh boy, look at this hog.
Come on, man. Come on. Oh, go up a little bit. I saw that tweet earlier. The world can have peace or Israel. It can't be both.
Do we want peace, right? Right? Oh, we didn't talk about... This is what I wanted to talk about. So, the girl that got stabbed in the train in Charlotte, her killer, has been found unfit to stand trial by an insanity plea.
Oh, here we go.
That was crazy. Oh, is he live right now? She's like these feet is like too large. I feel like I can't see. It's hurting my eyes. Advice for those considering joining the military. Too long. Didn't read. Don't. Oh, Tim Pool is a shill. Let's see what he has. Let's tune into this for a second or two.
My position forever. I think we should end all foreign aid personally, but I think we should end foreign aid to Israel. I don't see why we have to basically do what, be drawn into
I think Tim Pool is an idiot.
Wants. I do think
He's
that
like
Iran is a problem.
He's just Ben Shapiro with a different hat.
We want war with Iran too.
Well, I mean, I guess I suppose the United States does want the U.S. government does, but I don't know.
The U.S. government is why the conflict is in the region. Like our meddling in the Middle East, the 1979 revolution, our support for the Shah, all of these things. This is the U.S. foreign policy. They have wanted this. We invaded Iraq and Afghanistan not because of any stupid nebulous reason, but because we built military bases along the border of Iran.
Yeah, but we didn't. We went to Iraq because I think honestly because George Bush had a personal vendetta against.
That's silly, right? The idea that world leaders do things like comic book villains or it's one dimension is silly.
No, I'm not saying it's one
dimension. When you look back the past 30 years and you see a through line for all of the American foreign policy,
but if you look at
you conclude
he's bald under that beanie.
He basically, he is bald. He basically just talks down to all of his co-hosts or guests that he has on, makes them feel like they're stupid when he's the actual stupid one. It's pretty insane.
Iraq.
You can justify. You could go by looking at
all
the
you want to look this up?
Against.
Yeah,
we got a couple of comments, but saw something saying Israel's spraying herbicide over green areas of Lebanon to kill agriculture. Let's fact check that.
In February 2026, Lebanese authorities and the UN reported that Israeli aircraft sprayed high concentrations of glyphosate over southern Lebanon, particularly along the Blue Line. Tests indicated concentrations 20 to 30 times higher than agricultural norms, destroying vegetation, threatening local livelihoods, and causing environmental and health concerns. It's from the UN.
No, it's not. Caleb, it's not Jamie pulled it up. Let's get that into Perplexity, yeah? Yeah, can we put that in Perplexity?
Can we put that into our into our Goy bot so they can, provide us information that's not going to be accurate whatsoever if anything involving Israel comes up?
That's crazy if true. I mean, that's like...
It says they did testing to confirm.
I don't know. Like, should war be held to military versus military?
We have Geneva Convention standards that
correct
people are supposed to follow in acts of war. But they could say like, oh, it's just a military operation. But here's another important thing: when they put the word terrorists in there, we're fighting terrorists. It's like a no holds bar type of thing, right? You could do anything because they're willing to sacrifice their lives.
Yeah,
you could just call anyone a terrorist and say, I could just do whatever I want in retaliation.
It's like what Theo said, right? If you want to get rid of the terrorists, how about you take a look in the mirror?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we saw that video of them dropping that building.
War is a problem. I don't. Obviously, I support the United States. I support U.S. troops, but I don't know if anyone is of moral standing.
I think saying that you love your country and supporting your country is entirely different from saying that you love your government.
No, but I might not support the war that's going on, but I support the people fighting in it.
Yeah, I do too, because they're just following orders.
United States service members, yeah, they might. I mean, I'm sure there's some that want to be there and some who believe in what they're fighting for, but I would find it hard to believe that the majority of people want to be there or agree with the war that's going on.
I recall a tweet that I was thinking of about. Yeah, Anna Kasparian posted this. Loving your country should never be synonymous with loving your government. Like, I guess I don't. When I think of this, I don't see like the military members as falling into that category. It's like the ones making the decisions at the highest levels that are using the military members as pawns in their little board game. It's like sending them off as people to die for their own will, which sucks.
Here's the thing, Caleb, to your comment, just following orders can get a bit sketchy, though. Yes, I understand that, but for most of these people, it's their career, and it's like,
yeah, there are harsh penalties to pay if they're defecting during war, right? They have to think about their,
especially if you're told,
point, but
you're getting deployed to Iran, and you say no, I don't support. Like, first of all, like, I'm pretty sure that's dishonorable discharge.
Yeah.
At the very least. Yeah, I think on a smaller scale, I agree with that more on a smaller scale. Like, you could make the argument for some of the ICE stuff that's gone on that just following orders isn't really a great excuse.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of military, when you join the military, you have, as far as I know, legal obligations to be where you're told, right?
Yeah, you do have legal obligations, and you also have legal obligations to operate within the Geneva Convention. And technically, if your orders violate that convention, then you have the right to say something about it. In the short term, that probably is going to affect you, right?
You can make that same argument for Nazis, though. I get what you're saying, but a line.
Oh,
has
definitely.
To be drawn somewhere.
A line certainly has to be drawn. Like, at what point do you defect, right? And I think it has to be a point where large numbers of people are going to defect. So one defection is not going to make a difference. It has to be like a group of people, or maybe start from some leaders at the top. Like, we've seen Joe Kent resign. There's talks about Tulsi Gabbard being fired or resigning. We've had some other firings in the Justice or in the government that don't exactly
Cash
represent the
Patel is not
military.
going to
But
last very long.
yeah, talks about him getting fired surprisingly.
All right,
know,
you want to wrap up?
Yeah, I'm down to wrap up. I'm tired, man. I need sleep.
Yeah, me too. Well, thanks again, Caleb, for hopping in here. We appreciate the support and the
yeah. Thanks for the comments. Keeps us sharp. Oh, I turned my light on.
Yeah, I think
maybe both.
All right,
we'll
let's
see.
We should plan out next episode. At least do you want to do a conspiracy or a government files episode?
I'm down to do whatever. What did we? Oh, I wanted to talk about chemtrails and.
Oh yeah, we can do.
Maybe not specifically chemtrails, but operations where the government has tested bacterial strains on various metropolitan populations in the
Lyme
US.
disease stuff too in that episode.
Yeah. Print out some docs.
Sure.
Hopefully this war, I don't see it wrapping up. I think it's probably going to start up again. I don't think Israel's going to stop bombing Lebanon. We'll have to see.
You got to get a green screen.
I know. I don't really have anywhere to
Maybe we should just pin it to your back wall there.
But there's a door. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. We could personalize these, put like my tags and stuff above me. Yours above you.
Thanks, Caleb. You too.
I don't know. We'll think about it. All right. All right. Peace out.
Oh, catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it,
Thanks
at least a little bit. See ya.